Alright, it's not gonna let me keep my phone real close here. So we'll have to go like that tonight. It's about 10 o'clock Central Time. Titled this video, "What's Your Direction?" I see a lot of people come out here that they don't know what to expect. They've never done it, or they have these unrealistic expectations of goals, maybe. And when I say unrealistic, what I mean is, just for example, I was talking to a guy that just hired on, and one of the things that I say in my little Monday morning welcome to Brady speech I give is, your attitude will determine your direction here at Brady. So I was talking to him. I asked him what goals he had coming out here, and he said, he wanted to make a lot of money, and he wanted to own 5 trucks. I said, well, are you an owner operator now? And he said, no. And I said, have you ever owned a truck? He said, no. I said, well then, I'm not trying to discourage you at all. I said, I hope, that you make that goal. I said, but knowing what your goal is, I think realistically speaking, 1 year might be a tough one to hit. I said, realistically, I would think 1 truck. I said, you don't know the business, and you've never owned a truck. You never worked in the oil field, so you might want to step that goal back a little bit for now. What I mean when I say your attitude will determine your direction here. If you get up in the morning, every morning down here, and you wake up on the wrong side of that bunk, and you have a bad attitude to start your day, this job is going to just eat you alive. It is going to tear you up. It's going to break you down, and it's going to turn you into a crumpled up fetal position whining little baby. Because this job is tough. This is, anyone who's watched my videos has heard me say that this is the hardest and easiest job you'll ever have, and I mean that. But this is a tough job. I mean, you're going to be hot, you're going to be cold, you're going to be wet, you're going to be muddy. It's the job sometimes. So ask yourself, before you ever sign on with an oil field company, what's your direction? Where are you trying to get? What's your goal? Why am I doing this? And this is the reason I say that. Your goal may be to own 5 trucks. Your goal may be just to have a nice company position, making, a decent amount of money. But if you let your attitude dictate your direction, it will help. So, if you have a bad attitude every day, the direction you're trying to go is probably not going to happen easily for you. And by the time you get to where you think you can obtain these goals that you've set, you're so fed up with the job that you literally just throw them away. You give up. You say, I've had enough. But if you wake up every morning or every night, whatever time it is down here that you go to work, and you have the attitude, hey, yesterday's yesterday. You may have had a bad day the day before. You might have had to run 100 feet of hose every day. You might have been pouring rain, but that was yesterday. Today's today. And you wake up with a good attitude, and you say, you know what? Let's get it done. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to get it done today. It's another day. You're going to reach that goal. And when you do, you will not be so burnt out that you say, you know what, I'm done with it. You see it a lot down here, guys that come down and they want to make, that $100,000 a year as a company driver, and it can be done. You can hit that goal. I mean, and believe it or not, it's actually fairly easy to do. The average company driver just with Brady is making $80,000 a year, and those guys aren't working hard. That's pulling an average of 2 loads a day. That's pretty simple. Most days, especially right now, all of our well sites are pretty close to our loadouts. We're pulling 3 and 4 a day right now. So there are days like that and weeks like that and months like that that helps make up for the times when you're a little slower. Wells are further distance from loadouts and such. But if you get up every day knowing that you got to drive, 100 miles one direction after load, or, and it's just bad mood every day, your attitude is actually going to be the path you want to be on. Run into guys that, especially nowadays, you don't see what a lot of us old school drivers, and I'm not that old, but I was trained by an old school driver, and I've pretty much transportation career with that attitude. You don't see guys that can work on their trucks anymore. Literally ran into a guy this week, new driver, didn't know how to check the oil in his truck. That's bad. But I will give that guy all the credit in the world. He had a good attitude. He wanted to learn. He wanted to be someone that a year from now could say, you know what, I started off not knowing all of this, and this is where I'm at today. And he's just still, it was amazing to talk to him, because to hear what his life story was, per se, very long story short, he came from a real rough part of Chicago. He's a younger guy. He's only 22 years old. He's only 22. Grew up around gangs and drugs, and just swore to God that just wasn't going to be him. Now, unfortunately, he didn't have a chance to go to college or anything like that. He didn't have the grades to do that, and he fully admitted that he didn't like school. But he went to truck driving school with one of the bigger companies, had a good attitude about it, and he says, I just wake up every day and say, you know what, I'm not there, this is where I'm at, and I'm going to make this work. And it was really nice to talk to a guy with an attitude of, it doesn't matter what you put in front of me, I'm going to overcome it. He's going to be one of those guys probably over the next year that's going to make $120,000 a year as a company driver. Now, he doesn't. That being said, I did try to recruit him. What can I say? I've said numerous times I'm not a recruiter, but after talking to him and seeing what kind of person he was, I really liked him, and I felt like he'd make a good addition to our company. So I actually gave him the recruiting speech. And any of you that have watched my videos know I don't pull punches and I don't bullshit anything. So he got it straight up. You're gonna work. But you're gonna work. It's a tough job. But I hope he calls recruiting. I hope to see him over here, because I think he'll make a great addition to our company. I did a video, infectious attitudes, and he's got infectious. He's a personality that you literally probably could have killed this guy's dog right in front of him, and he'd be like, you know what, that sucks, but there ain't nothing I can do about it. It's over. And he just keeps on stepping. Your attitude will determine your direction. We have a lot of job openings. He's doing sand. He's currently hauling sand just for another company. and they're just not paying him shit because he doesn't have all this experience, which I think is ridiculous. That the guy's been, he's been down here about 6 months, 6 or 7 months, he said, and I feel like personally he should be making more than what they're paying him. But I don't own that company. He should have done a little more research, is what it is. We have a lot of openings every week. Different things, field coordinators, mechanics. Right now we have a new hire driver orientation manager opening in Farmington. And I've been asked if I would be interested in that position, and no, I'm not. It would be a good position, but I don't want to live in Farmington, New Mexico. That's really my only hold up as far as getting into that position is that. Ooh, that got dark. Turn that back on. But guys that have an attitude of no experience. Are you talking oil field experience or just driving experience? Because I think you're the one that's taking your driving test here. So I'm guessing you mean no experience, right? As far as just driving, not just oil field. Can you clarify a little bit? Okay. So here's the thing. You hear everyone talk shit about companies. JB Hunt, Swift, Schneider, CR England, CRST, all the big companies that will take new hires and put them in a truck and get them trained. Now, the only problem I've ever really had with those companies is, there's an answer. That's just people who don't. Yeah, so, how old are you? I need to know that. If you don't mind telling me, how old are you? Years old, no kids or wife. Okay. If I had to pick one of those that I just mentioned, okay, and I'm sure there's more out there. If I had to pick one of the ones I just mentioned, I would probably pick Swift. Now, ups and downs here. A lot of these bigger companies are going straight to automatic transmissions, and then you leave them and go somewhere that, like us, we don't run automatics, we run 18 speeds. So look into that and see if you can find one that, even if it's a 10 speed, just something that's a standard transmission. Swift has a better safety record than the rest of them. They tend to have more freight, and they don't really, Swift doesn't route you around a lot of the toll roads like CR England and CRST do. CRST is really bad about sending you routing information on a load that should only take you about 6 hours, takes you a day and a half, because they want to route you around every single damn toll booth there is in the world, which I think is ridiculous. For the money that they're making on a load of freight, they should be able to afford to run you guys straight through. So if I had to pick, and CRST is a team operation, you would have to drive with someone else, and there's maybe 3 people in the world that I would trust to drive while I'm sleeping. So there you go with that. Okay, yeah, I mean, a lot of these bigger companies are going to the automatics just because that's the direction, the way the industry's going. I mean, it's I hate to say it, but they don't make truck drivers anymore. They make steering wheel holders, and it's a damn shame. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many people that we run into right here at Brady has never even seen a CB, let alone use one. Sorry, I had a moth. I had to show a guy how to turn a damn CB on the other day. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And he came from one of those bigger companies that I just named. Now, once you have 6 months driving experience, I believe, and because you're not testing through one of those companies, you don't have an obligation to stay there for the year or 2 years, whatever they say when you use their schooling. Once you have 6 months, I believe Brady will take you. Now, a guy your age, no kids, no wife, you could come down here, and I mean, if you really wanted to really put it in, I mean, you don't have to go home every 3 weeks. You don't have to go home every 6 weeks. You could come down here and work for, 3, 4, go 12 or 16 weeks or even half a year, and then take a couple weeks vacation, then do another 6 months and take 2 weeks. You could come down here once you learned. It would take you probably a month, maybe 2, to figure out the system and where everything's at down here, and really how to effectively manage your clock once you were down here, because we have some different things we can do that you can't do driving over the road. You could make, as a company driver, $120,000, $130,000 a year or more. Again, that just comes down to how much work you want to put in. We got a kid over here that I trained, and I was checking in on him the other day. He's been down here 2 months now. Never goes home. I mean, he has no intention of going home. I think his daughter's like 17 or 18 or something. I mean, she's right up there getting ready to go to college. And this kid, serious hard runner. He's probably going to be in the Permian. I'd say he's going to be in the top 5 drivers for revenue as far as he goes. As far as total loads and production, he'll be one of the top 5 drivers, if not one of the top 3 next year for the Permian. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the top 10 in the company next year, if he sticks around, because he just runs his ass off. That kid never stops. I was running with him last night, as a matter of fact, and I had a trainee got tired, so we did 2 loads and we shut it down. It's something I make sure them guys don't. I make sure trainee doesn't get overdone. A lot of these guys go out and run them 3, 4, 5 loads a night, and then they wonder why they quit or they're not catching on to anything. Is they're so damn exhausted, they're not learning anything. They're not retaining the information. So 2, 3 loads a night is what I do. I don't get in a big hurry. I make plenty of money doing 2 loads. I don't need to be this guy that's got to run 5 loads a night and have a trainee, and you're lining yourself up for trouble. But your age, no kids, no wife, if you're looking to get into the oil field, there are a couple companies down here that will take you with no driving experience, and they'll train you. I do not recommend it. Absolutely do not recommend it. Let me tell you why. They're going to pay you shit. Period. you're not going to make shit. For what they're making off of your, blood, sweat, and tears, you're not don't do it. Find a company, run over the road. Run over the road 6 or 7 months, get good solid driving experience over the road, and then come down here. A numerous number of these companies that take you, even if you've never shifted an 18-speed. I mean, Brady will bring you on. We'll show you how to shift an 18-speed. It's simple. Don't watch YouTube videos. Most of them are horrible and they're confusing. Just don't do it. On shifting gears, watch my channel. I'm not confusing most of the time. But once you got 6-7 months experience, you can come down here, get a good starting wage. Days went for your review and get, it's not every year like some of these. But getting back to the title of the video, make sure you know your direction. Where do you want to be? Because that's going to determine a lot on what you need to be doing. If you want to be home every couple weeks, not be tired all the damn time, over the road is probably the way to go. Hey man, enjoy your class. Good luck on your test. Hey, just shoot me a message on any of these videos anytime you got a question, man. Anytime, any kind of question, you just shoot me a message, and as soon as I see it, I'll reply to you, or I'll do another video and get on there so that we can get them answered. Glad to help, especially someone looking to get into the industry. So have a good day tomorrow, and like I said, just shoot me a message if you ever have any questions, and I'll get with you. What direction you want to go. Your direction, your attitude will determine that direction. If you got a bad attitude, it's not going to be good. Hey, anytime, man. Anytime. So YouTube, I'm going to call it a night. This was kind of I'm awake. So I didn't have anything else to do. I'm actually sitting in our yard in Odessa. I got a seal leaking on my blower. It's been leaking for a couple weeks, but it wasn't that bad. So when it got low, it's got I had to come in to pick up a new trainee. It gave me the operatives fixed, get my truck greased. I got to get my kingpins checked because they're popping, and I really like my truck, so I don't want to break it where I'm not going to have it. Listen, guys, anybody, if you have questions or comments, please leave them. I answer. I may not get back to them, that quick, because there are a lot of times I'm out and don't have signal, but questions, comments, concerns, questions about some of the other companies down here, as far as what I've seen, I don't work for them, so there's a lot of it I can't answer. Any questions about Brady Trucking, please leave me a comment, ask your question, and I will answer it 100% honestly and to the best of my ability. Other than that, guys, if you decide to come to Brady, please, if you see me and you've seen the videos, come on over, say hi. I'm a real nice guy, believe it or not. I like to talk to everybody, so pop over, say hi, and introduce yourself. I love meeting new people. So again, as always, I am not endorsed by Brady to do these videos. I am not asked to do videos for Brady. I do these because I want to. I am not sponsored by anyone, and I do not receive any kind of compensation for doing these videos, nor do I want to. I'm not a recruiter. Please don't put my name down. If you want to, you go right ahead. But you don't have to. I don't ask that of anyone. So if you decide to come to Brady, you got any questions, or you don't feel like recruiting's been 100% with you, and they are. Jason is the most straight up recruiter I have ever met in my life. But if you question something, leave me a comment and I'll answer it. I do not BS anyone, and I don't pull punches for anyone. I don't care. I think if you're going to go work for a company needs to be honest with you. So please, if you got any questions or anything, just let me know. One last thing. I am going to start doing a video probably once a week. I think I'm going to title it The Brady Show. And what we're going to do is, you know what? I'll do another video on it. And we'll see how that. So you two have a good night down here.